WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Night one, pretty solid overall, I would say. I don't know how much you guys talked about, but
We did a kinda
so
overview. I think I only did mine, and I said felt very chalky in terms of a lot of expected outcomes, and then I think we then, we went on that rant about why the mid-card titles aren't being defended at WrestleMania, and I said we should have put them on veterans, and Santo agreed with me, I believe, or
Yeah.
at least he could see where I came from. And then when you came and was like, imagine that moment when Lyra finally beats Bayley for the belt at WrestleMania. It's gonna mean something, which immediately makes that title worth so much more than how it is now. The fact that
uh,
there's a championship at WrestleMania and it's not being defended is ridiculous.
yeah,
We
I think
were
it's pretty disgusting too.
yeah.
Here's where I'll bridge the gap. I don't think it's a veterans thing. I think Lyra and Chelsea Green are good enough to be first time title holders. But this is where I'll bridge the gap because I've been thinking about it a lot because make content about wrestling every now and then, have fun talking about wrestling.
Mhm.
And I come to realize that, I see everybody complaining about everything when it comes to wrestling. Um, but when it comes to the main roster in the WWE, I think people don't consider how much of a business it is. To arguably its detriment sometimes when it comes to bringing out an entertaining product. But at the end of the day, you have to hit your profit margins and you have to hit your bottom line. A good example is that WrestleMania made a lot of money here at Vegas. The tickets were expensive as hell, and that crowd sucked. But they can afford the tickets because they have a lot of money. But they barely watch wrestling. They only cared about the main event. That crowd was awful. But they made the money. They hit the business. So where I'll bridge the gap is, I think when it comes to WrestleMania, I think they focus more on making sure certain names are on Mania versus certain types of booking or certain types of characters. I think that's the big thing because when I think about the SmackDown tag team titles not being on Mania, which is disgusting, as big time wrestling fans, we realize you've been booking the SmackDown tag team for a long time. The TLC match arguably would have been one of the best, no, not arguable, would have been one of the best matches on Mania. They didn't make it on the Mania card because they don't get a lot of buzz. And I think that's what they care about most. Because we even seen in the European tour, a lot of people weren't cheering for DIY, Street Profits, and all that stuff. And that's what they care about. They care about people who care about the people in the match. New Day War Raiders, disgusting. Nobody cares about the War Raiders, but everybody cares about the New Day. They probably still sell so much freaking merch. So I think that's an underrated process. And to kind of come full circle, if they put it on people that people care about, the mid card titles would have been on Mania. So like a Bailey, like you mentioned, random, or like a Becky Lynch, they would have guaranteed been on Mania if it was on a veteran that people care about. So even though I think Lyra and Chelsea are capable because of the business, I agree that it should have been on someone that was a big enough star to make it on Mania. If you know that Mania is right around the corner.
Yo,
I
Jay
I
lit right now.
I can agree with everything you just said. And I'll just add one point. It could also work if you make the people care about the title and who's holding the title as well, even if they don't have such a recognizable name. And I think that's where the issue is with the mid card. It's an afterthought because
For
at
the
this,
women's mid card, I
yeah,
agree.
the way, yeah, yeah, for the women's mid card completely, because I think Lyra and I think Chelsea Green are fantastic. I think they were better without the belt. Like, you cared about them more.
I feel like Lyra, yes. I don't know if I agree with Chelsea because the whole president gimmick is so over. It's so over. People are saluting her like she's the president and everything. I think at the very least it's even for Chelsea, but Lyra, I agree.
Yeah.
Just slight disagreement. Overall, I agree with your sentiment with what you're saying.
So we went down through all the matches, and now we're at the, my God, that main event. By the way, I am going to take a victory lap. I've been saying this in the Discord for about 3 weeks. Paul Heyman, diabolical turn at the end.
Was it diabolical or did they deserve it? Like, think about it really. Like, come on.
I think it's diabolical by Heyman. I think Seth.
What the fuck did Seth? How did he convince Paul Heyman to side with him?
He was right. Roman's a piece of shit, and CM Punk only cares about him for the money.
Yep,
He's cooking.
Well, let's see.
He's doing what's best for the business that Paul Heyman loves and cares about and is passionate about. He is the one that's the entire build has been focused on the business.
And Seth is best for business. I agree. Hey, I was rooting for Seth the entire time. I've been on Team Seth.
Riddell, the whole time I've just been saying, oh my goodness, Seth is cooking in this match. He's the MVP of the match.
He's the MVP of the feud. Like, let's be honest.
Seth was magnificent today. I was like, bro got murdered twice with two of Roman's best spears. By the way, that shirt Jay got kind of fire.
Jay got fire. Jay got merch that sells, man. Jay got merch that sells. Oh man, now I'm with you. Seth Rollins was cooking. He's the full freaking package, and hopefully this is because Cody's still my guy. I'd always thought, like, I think Seth is as good as all the top guys. I think he's as good as Roman, as good as Punk, as good as Cody. But sometimes the casual audience doesn't perceive him like he's on their level.
That's what I was talking about, Santo. That's why I said I worry that future generations will sleep on Seth Rollins, and they shouldn't. They have no business doing that.
This could be the moment where they finally make it very clear that Seth is good as anybody in WWE history. So this could be like, even though Seth had the authority, but Seth wasn't the guy when he was with the authority and turned on Roman, Heist of the Century. He wasn't the guy yet.
And the one,
even though his world,
he got hurt. His world championship run. So that it's crazy. Even when the last time he held the title with the authority, he got hurt there where he messed up his knee. Look, you're a great promo worker. Paul Heyman is going to be working with you on your promos and the storyline. They about to fucking cook. Paul Heyman about to be wearing trash bags too, whatever the fuck that outfit was that Seth Rollins walked in on.
And then he switched it up with that clean ass suit. Let's be honest, all that all white.
You know what I'm saying? That all white. I told Santo when Rollins is all white, he cooking, and he cooked in that match.
Messiah.
I mean, the symbolism Seth uses is top tier. The turn, but no, I agree with you guys in the terms of Seth Rollins being one of those ones. I think that's already established. I think that was established when they gave him when the new belt was introduced on Raw. And Seth was the one. Like, there was no question who it should be. I think it was Seth.
Did they just give it to him, or did he have to wrestle for it? I can't remember.
No, there was a tournament and he beat AJ Styles for it.
Yes.
Oh, he beat AJ Styles for it?
Yeah.
Like he's the one.
Hey Seth, I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game, bro.
But I think this is different. Like, this is what people will remember more than the Roman Reigns chair to the back is just your kryptonite, 100%. But
That's how you beat him, because he freaking did a counter in the pedigree stop, and Roman still kicked out. I'm like,
By the way,
"Guy's a
which
fucking
was
god."
magnificent. How do you even think of doing something like that? And I was like, "Oh, he's cooked." Santo, you saw me almost fall out of my chair 4 times at the end.
no, but yeah, this is not now. Seth is entering, not entering, but establishing all time status.
Yeah, I
Like,
think the business always believed in him. I agree.
yeah,
It's just like, at the end of the day, the general WWE fan base, did they really think that he was on the level of on Punk's level
I don't think so.
or Roman's level?
I don't think so.
And I think this is now the opportunity for people to realize, oh, actually, he is on Punk and Roman's level.
it's to me, it's more of the now he's going for the big run,
Mhm.
the dominating run. Because I mean, Cody, the 2 year story was phenomenal storytelling. I don't think Seth has one of those. Roman's
Oh my god, if she
tribal
ever
chief run,
that's so fire.
summer of Cena, the feud with The Rock for 2 WrestleManias straight. Like, Seth doesn't have that run, that signature run. This, I feel, is what's going to happen.
Yeah,
And
and they need.
to cap it off with Paul Heyman, like I was telling Random, like this is the first time Paul Heyman is working with someone that doesn't need him.
To be fair, I'm just gonna throw it out there. To be fair, CM Punk.
CM Punk didn't need Paul Heyman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. CM Punk's the other guy that didn't need him.
What I
I'm
mean
gonna
now,
say I'm gonna say no.
but when he originally worked with him, sure, because when he won Money in the Bank and he won the belt, like everybody hated him, like everybody hated that.
He was like more of a dastardly heel than refined. Like for instance, when he eventually over the course of his long ass title reign, he turned heel. That heel was way better than the first time he was a heel champion. That's how I
Yeah,
feel. And I think
I think
that's a
that's
big
fine.
part is because Paul Heyman was there to help him out. Paul Heyman's a
No,
master of the business. So
Like Paul Heyman with somebody that's already established, somebody that's already phenomenal on the mic, someone that is all time in ring. The promos that they're going, I can just imagine a writing room with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Like, who are we going to destroy today?
it's
what
gonna be beautiful. I think
Wow.
the big W here is like, more than likely Cena's gonna beat Cody tomorrow, and then Cena for this year will be like the big villain until he maybe turns babyface. Who knows? He actually might not turn babyface, which will be interesting. But after Cena, then what? And now you might have your then what? Because at this point, CM Punk will never be a heel, like a real heel, like a real big villain. Roman, I think he's moved past being a big villain. He's always going to be a tweener, where it's like people love him even if he's a bad guy. Seth, I think people still love Seth, but Seth can be now the big villain of the WWE, which they lost when Roman lost, of course. So that could be a very interesting thing. And then you got some very interesting baby faces you could put them up against. Not obviously including Punk, including Roman, but now Jey Uso's world champion. So big. I
Jey
don't
Uso,
think you put him up against Jey Uso anytime soon, though.
Oh,
Jey
no,
Jey
no, no,
Uso,
Uso.
no.
yeah, Jey Uso's in serious danger. The fact that Seth Rollins is coming back, I understand they're not fighting right away. I agree with you guys. Keep them away from each other. If anything, maybe he pisses off the Raw GM and he got to work his way up. I think that'd be fire. Or work his way up a little bit or whatever. Or he still got CM Punk's technically a Raw guy. So maybe him and CM Punk keep feuding for a little while. Like, I think maybe by SummerSlam, that's when you first start introducing Seth and Jay to each other.
I think it should definitely wait a while, but you know how the theory that you always say that anytime somebody has money in the bank, every time we like on backstage, you just give them a look like I'm lurking. I just want like little clips or little scenes of Jay Uso like walking and Paul Heyman just like they cross each other. And he has that cell phone. Like now it's gonna be like a bedazzled looking cell phone. Like every week it's just gonna be a stylish new cell phone because it's Seth.
Mhm.
And he's already worked with Jay on the bloodline and all of that. He's like, I know you see me, and we're watching, and they're just lurking the entire time. That feud with Seth and Jay with Paul Heyman on the other side, bruh.
Could be interesting. I do think there's an interesting part about like, or something that WWE might be considering is that maybe we don't want Seth to go after the World Heavyweight Championship because no matter how much they try, it is the secondary belt. No matter how much they try, unless you put it on Roman, Punk, or Cody, and Seth already won it. And it's all about perception because I think Seth is as good as them, but Seth already won the World Heavyweight Championship. So him winning it again will have the same perception as last time, where he was World Heavyweight Champion. He was deemed the secondary champion after Roman. So I do think you should consider him just winning the WWE Championship this time.
But don't you think that that was considered that way because of the run Roman was on?
Yes, but it's always annoying when you have to really when you have to try to adhere to the crowd and the fan base, and this is just one of those situations where optics is still so prevalent. Like, how meaningful will it be if Seth wins the World Heavyweight Championship again? Especially considering his first run was not only the first run, but also extremely long run as well. Whereas him winning the WWE Championship, he can finally silence the noise to like Roman, who called him the secondary guy, is like, no, now I'm the top guy of the company.
Well, the only pushback I would give on that, and I'm gonna keep bringing it back. That run Roman was on just made the way it was written, everybody was secondary. Like the whole company was secondary to Roman. I think with Cody holding that belt, if Seth has a run similar to what Roman was, the prestige, the aura, all of that with Paul Heyman, I think the stigma of the secondary title, I think goes away because the whole Roman story is no longer there. I think when Cena wins, I think I think titles are going to be switching a little bit more.
I agree. So this is where it's like, how much work do you want to put? Because at this point, I don't know if they want to. Okay, they give it to Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship. He would need that legendary run, like you said, but it'll take a lot of time for it to finally feel like it's on the same type of a prestige as the WWE Championship. Because Cody's holding it, everybody's second to Cody right now. John Cena's going to hold it, everybody's going to be second to John Cena. However, if if you give it to Seth at some point, you don't have to do all the legwork of building it because it's already deemed the number one title in the business, the number one title in wrestling. So Seth will already be established. I'm the quarterback. I'm the guy. I'm him. I mean, I like the idea of trying to build up the World Heavyweight Championship so it's on par, but at this point, that's gonna take time. And also, Seth is a little bit older. How much time do you really want for Seth to have like this long reign. Whereas you could just give him the WWE championship and very quickly establish, yeah, he's the number one guy in the business.
I think even giving him the belt, it doesn't put him on the all-time established thing. I think his run starts today. Like I don't think he needs the belt at the moment to establish his run.
Oh, I agree to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think winning the belt eventually is just literally just another stamp. Even though it is this belt, which has been deemed the secondary belt, I think that changes with an iconic run by Seth starting today. Like I think at this point, everybody else behind Seth right now are placeholders until he wins the belt. But they have to keep him with Paul Heyman and establish this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, is it possible? I agree. I think it is possible. If you establish this run. If I'm taking the shortcut, I would say the
Oh yeah.
strategy of just giving him the WWE championship is probably the way to go. But if you want to build up the World Heavyweight Championship, as long as you kind of establish this run to being legendary, as you're saying, I do think there's a lot of things that you could say that's warranted for him retaining the World Heavyweight Championship. I also think the easiest way to put the World Heavyweight Championship as like on par with the WWE Championship is to put it on CM Punk. To be honest, I think that's probably the easiest way at this
That
point. I
would
don't
be the
think Roman will
easiest.
ever become World Heavyweight Championship. I'm not gonna lie. But putting on CM Punk, I think is probably the easiest way at this point.
I can agree to that. It would be the biggest popularity. Here you go. Quick microwave to the top. Yeah.
But yeah, this main event was insane. Real quick, I'm not gonna take everybody's time too long, so I'll quickly just give my quick thoughts about all the other matches leading up to it. Since you guys did what you guys did, opener main event, Jey Uso Gunther. I think it was a very good match, all things considered. You know, Jey Uso is not gonna put on a classic, but for the story that they were telling, I thought it was very good. Jey Uso winning was very good.
Mhm.
And the way he won, hey man, 3 Uso splashes. No, first power bombing Gunther is one thing. 3 Uso splashes is another, and then choking him out, make him tap out. That's how you establish a champion right there. So I respect that. Um, so that was good. I
Mhm.
like that one. Second match, New Day War Raiders. You needed to do something big to save that one. You needed
Okay, I
you
was just
just
about to
did.
say you are not going to defend that. That was trash.
I'm not. It was a good technical match, but there's no meat.
Meh.
There's nothing behind it.
It was,
So yeah,
it
that
was,
was an L,
it was grass.
unfortunately. Yeah. Next match was it
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu or El Grande?
Oh, we didn't even talk about El Grande. Yeah, I think was it El Grande? Yeah, El Grande was before Jacob. No.
I'm just gonna talk about El Grande.
Yeah,
I don't remember. El Grande entrance, hilarious. Goddamn,
bro.
hilarious. That match was amazing.
Mhm.
Also, um, and I'm glad El Grande won. I'm sorry, Ray Phoenix. Also, shout out Ray Phoenix for being on WrestleMania, man. Shout out, man. Big W.
The potential with them owning AAA now, bro.
And they keep on not teasing. They're just throwing him in your face. Vikingo in WWE, Vikingo in WWE, Vikingo in WWE. I'm like, okay, all right, I see you. It's like what they did with Julia.
Mhm. Yeah, and I want my thing is I wonder how that works because AEW aren't they their their contracts are weird. They they are AEW superstars, but they are allowed to work in other companies. My question is, do they allow them to work in AAA again?
Tony Khan is petty.
He's supreme petty. So
Oh,
I'm very curious to do they, because Vikingo does matches in AEW as well.
yeah. I think I've seen one where he's in
So
AEW.
I'm like, how
Brandon, are
is
you awake?
Yeah, I'm
he's
just reading.
Oh, you better fall asleep.
he's supreme faded right now.
So
Facts.
I'm on Reddit, seeing how people felt about the matches.
Oh,
Like,
fair.
so my thing is, I wonder, like, so now do people from AAA, are they able to work in AEW still? Like, this brings up a lot of questions. By the way, phenomenal move by WWE.
I'm with you. I feel like WWE must know something about we can use Vikingo at Worlds Collide. I feel like there's no way you're showing him this much if you're not sure, and you're teasing him and Al Grande a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they must like there might be something behind the scenes where they might have a deal. I don't. Oh, little tangent. AEW has been mentioned in WWE a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you saw what Mercedes Moné did recently. She tweeted at Bailey, and I feel like that's pretty. I'm like, yeah, Swerve was like BSing with Booker T. That seemed like petty stuff, but
Oh,
like,
they got. By the way, they have smoke. They have like real smoke.
There's
oh,
no
they got for sure real smoke.
Riddell. There's no fucking way.
I'm just saying, like,
No way.
Mercedes tweeting at Bailey randomly is kind of interesting.
Look, I'll say. How about this? I'll say it like this. I'll believe it when I see it, especially for WWE to put themselves in order to sell it. If this was to turn to a storyline or something, you're gonna have to make WWE look so much at one point inferior to AEW. If you want to make this be any kind of crazy thing, there's no way WWE is able to do that.
I'll and I'll let you go, Riddell. But my pushback would be if Tony Khan realizes that he can't beat WWE and he works out a partnership, some level of forbidden door type concept,
He should, man.
he should 100% do
Just
that.
stop being petty, bro. Like, I feel like the WWE was more than willing to partner up with AEW, but they just be petty.
Like, I get that you were trying to beat them at one point, and for some time you did. But you won the battle, but the war is over, bro.
Yeah, now you got NXT and TNA competing with your show right now.
NXT, TNA, like just hear this. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, TNA, and now AAA. Like, if they have any deal worked out with New Japan, you are cooked,
Have you seen the social media post with The Rock?
bro.
Bro, it's gonna get scary if
It
AEW
is
doesn't drop the
spooky
petty,
for
bro.
AEW. So if I'm Tony Khan, I'm looking in the mirror, taking the ego aside, everything. I'm like, I might need to just swallow my pride and understand what we do. And I'm pretty sure the audience and the fans of AEW would definitely appreciate that you are self-aware enough that I'm doing what's best for you guys. I'm not just being selfish and petty.
Just imagine, like Tony Khan, imagine, like somehow you can brand it too. A Cody AEW crossover with him being the biggest superstar, or Roman and Moxley crossover. Like, imagine, and then it's like because TNA can attach so many things to WWE. They're doing it with NXT. They brought Joe Hendry in the Royal Rumble, and the main roster is mentioned. Oh, he's from TNA. Imagine if AEW can get that audience that look like, oh, he's from AEW. Like, just come on,
And it's not about jumping brands. Like, I'm leaving this show and then I'm coming here to work because I don't like AEW. Like, no, it's just two companies just making an event. Like, bro, Tony Storm in a WWE event?
MJF.
MJ, bro, MJF Seth Rollins feud would cook.
Bro, it would it would be
Bro,
legendary, some legendary stuff right there.
bro,
Oh,
just anybody with supreme in ring, and AJ Styles versus Will Ospreay. Like, what are we talking about? A Hangman Adam Page versus Randy Orton, like,
Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns.
and we're not even talking Swerve yet. Samoa
Oh,
Joe
thank
comes
God.
back.
My
The
goat,
hey,
Samoa
the
Joe.
Hurt Business comes back.
Hurt Business versus Montez Ford and Dawkins. Street Profits.
And you can even bring up TNA with it because we're all partnered. You can cross over more with TNA as well. Yeah, it would be
Bro,
be
Tony
some
Khan,
great
look
stuff
in the
there.
mirror. It's fine. It's fine being. It's okay being a great product. You don't have to be the product. It's
'Cause
fine.
AEW is good in their own way. They have some good stuff, and honestly, they can learn a lot of things from the WWE. Especially from when it comes to like weekly television, because I think they have good, very good pay per views.
Mhm.
Arguably too long pay per views for me sometimes. Um, but weekly television's not their strong suit right now, so they can learn a lot from what
Bro,
like NXT, Raw, and SmackDown are doing
Riddell, you
on a
won't.
weekly basis.
Riddell, a Logan Paul Ricochet match right now.
Oh, Ricochet's cooking recently. Yes.
And I was off of Ricochet, but this confident nerd, I am loving every second of it. Versus
Yeah.
Logan Paul, bro.
Ricochet's coming back like, oh man, he come back with the smoke too. He'll come back with the smoke too. And you know what you could do is like if some WWE talent kind of crossed over to AEW, it allows them to be a little bit more unhinged on AEW TV because they
Mhm.
WWE still PG. I doubt they'll be allowing like just crazy matches
Oh,
because of health.
And Tony Storm can't do her promo the way she wants to.
Oh, for sure. Not on WWE. She be wild. she be wild. Random, have you heard of Tony Storm promo?
I have not, but I know she does get a little wild with it. But put that shit on
Little
Netflix.
wild.
Put that shit on
Nah,
Netflix.
it's not going on Netflix, bro. She be wild. I'm telling you.
They got motherfuckers fucking on Netflix, but we're gonna have a problem with a promo. Get the fuck out of here.
Bro, random.
I'm just saying.
Random. Tony Storm talking about her strap on and pinning you down, and you get surprised that it's not big, it's a small package.
I'm talking about orgies all the time.
Bro.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Tony Storm.
Tap in, bro. Tap
She
in.
she's unhinged and unfiltered, man. Tony Storm's great. I do think Tony Storm, if she was in the WWE, like she could be the biggest women's superstar, right? Like the basically like the Becky Lynch, like big time. Tony Storm is that level for me to me. Um, but I'm with you. I wish Tony Khan could just like drop the ego because Triple H has made it very clear that he and the WWE want to start partnering with people, and
Real,
we would
real,
like it if they partnered up with AEW. There will be a
Mhm.
little tribalism, but
Yeah.
it'll be cool.
real quick. Should we invite No Name to come on the podcast tomorrow?
We're not doing. Are we doing a podcast tomorrow?
For night 2. Sorry, for night
If you're
2.
talking about for the reaction,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll shoot him a text.
And I might be at my original setup tomorrow because I'm gonna go back to my crib. But real quick, I'm gonna go over the rest of the message. El Grande, Ray Phoenix cooked for sure. Great match. I'm glad El Grande won. Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, surprisingly banger of a match. LA Knight with that out of nowhere BFT was crazy. I don't know if you guys been paying attention to LA Knight recently. He's summoning his inner Randy Orton with his BFTs, and I respect it. Fatu, big time. Fatu, big time. And it seems like they're going to keep him with Solo for a little while, so we'll see how that kind of works out. Jade Cargill, Naomi, good for what it was. It wasn't like going to be anything spectacular. Jade Cargill's getting better. Naomi, I need a big time push with her heel work because she's amazing right now.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte, weird, awkward. I don't. That match was weird to me.
That match was fantastic.
It was. You thought it was fantastic?
I thought it was fantastic. I think it's the second match of the night.
Are you trolling me?
I am not. I saw you guys flaming it in the Discord, and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Random, can you mute that real quick, or at the very least, yeah, thank you. I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie.
Likewise, I'm surprised what you guys were saying.
So, okay, so the only thing I was saying is that it was awkward. I didn't say it was bad. I said it was awkward to me. I think the chemistry is awkward. I think it was very grimy, but maybe that's a style. Sometimes it's hard to judge how good a match is sometimes when the crowd sucks. So that's another part about it because this crowd was awful. But I don't know. I think it just seemed messy, it seemed awkward to me. It seemed like there was a weird chemistry issue. It seems like someone wanted to do a move, and then the other person didn't either execute it or like go with it fully. I think if they kept the same style and made it a street fight, I would have been more game. But this one was just an awkward match for me. I don't think it was bad necessarily, but I do think it was awkward.
I think that was. I actually didn't see that. I didn't see the lack of chemistry. I actually thought they worked very well together. I do think that at times both of them were telling each other like, "Hey, like if you're gonna kick me, drive it. Like go for it." Like there was some stomps that I was like, "Oh, that looked real from both sides," and it played into me and Random were talking about it. Like sometimes when people develop heat and it looks like it's real in matches, make it grimy, make it just like dirty boxing. Like
Yeah.
the beginning of that match, I was like, "Oh, this is great." And then you settle down, you go in through, your walk through what you're doing, your side headlocks, your stomps, and all that. Play it out. But at times, like they hammered it in, and I think that was great. It was my second favorite match of the night.
That's a very interesting opinion. I'm glad someone liked it because I'm not a fan of just like shitting on matches. I'm a fan of I think it's okay to critique matches, but
Oh
just like
yeah,
shitting on match unless it's genuinely terrible. Like New Day War Raiders, that match was good technically, but the story and build was awful. So it's like
terrible.
you can't save that. And there's really I can't help anybody when that's the case. That's mostly WWE's fault for sure, for not really building to that. But with that said, this one, I don't know. I feel like I've seen like fights before, like Tony Storm, Mariah May, and unfair comparison to be fair, because that shit was legendary. But even Seth Rollins, CM Punk is unfair to kind of bring up. My thing is a lot of it didn't really move me in terms of the moves. The ferocity seemed kind of catty, but maybe that's what they were going for.
Mhm.
Um, I do hope that this is not the norm for Charlotte in particular, because I do think she's quite limited now compared to how she used to be before injury.
Oh yeah,
Sure, some moves she can't really do. It's very obvious to me when I'm watching it. I don't think she'll do that moonsault anytime soon.
I agree.
So I wonder if Charlotte's going to change her style. I don't know. Tiffany, I think she just needs the right dancing partner. I don't think she's just athletic. That's kind of how I see Tiffany.
Mhm.
So we'll see how this kind of plays out. I don't know what's the next move for Charlotte. I don't know if this really maybe it propelled Tiffany. I feel like she's a bigger baby face, but I don't think she's a really good baby face character, to be honest.
You know what Tiffany and this might be unfair, but I think it works. Tiffany reminds me a lot of Jey Uso in ring.
You know what's funny that you said that? I was watching the match. I was like, I feel like people don't mention it, but Tiffany has like very simplistic moveset in
She
the
has
ring.
no bag. No bag.
Yeah, see, you're 100% right.
She,
She has
she,
spot moments, like
yes,
the
that little rolling slam to her moonsault.
yeah, the
Is
Alabama slam with the cartwheel.
yeah,
Other than that, it's
and
like
cartwheels like it's very much Jey Uso splash super kick. What
it's just
else?
a little flashier because she's like flipping a little bit. She got a spine buster. She got a little like backhand salts to the corner.
Mhm.
But after that,
It's nothing.
not really much.
So yeah, I hear you.
It's just being like you can't. I know people like Tiffany because she's attractive. Other than, and I hate to be the guy, but sometimes I feel like when you got the world champion, I feel like you need to be critiqued.
Mhm.
And I think Tiffany is not world champion material. Personally, I think she's just over. That's what I personally think. I think people just like her because she's attractive. Compared to Rhea Ripley, Rhea Ripley is like the full package. Bianca is full package. Io is a full package. She just can't speak English that well.
Mhm.
I think Tiffany. I think they put the world championship on her too early.
I I I would disagree somewhat. Could she have used more time? Sure, but I don't think she's not. I just think I think she has it on the mic. I just think if there's one thing I would critique was her dancing partner mic wise. I think this promo battle between her and Charlotte was it wasn't clean. It was very like you said catty. Catty is a great word for this. It was too much. They were shooting too much.
Yeah,
And I think it could have been like because I've seen Tiffany Stratton on NXT cutting a promo. She's great. I don't think they've really tapped in to her mic skills because they're making her a little too baby face for my taste. I think she's a fantastic heel. Like if she's allowed to say things, not to say things to that degree, like what she said about Charlotte and being 0-3 in marriages and stuff like that. But if she has if she gives like little subtle jabs that hit, I think she'd be looked at in a different way.
I agree. I don't think the thing is the reason why I say they put the world championship on her too early is because they put it on her because she's so over, which is a baby face type situation. You're kind of immediately making her a baby face, it seems. And I do think Charlotte doesn't play ball, but I also think that once you're in a main eventer, you have to be able to go off script against like other top talent because all of them have egos. I think we've heard it so many times when it comes to wrestling, everybody wants to be the top person. So you gotta be locked in. And if you're getting given the keys, you gotta be here. You gotta be locked in. I do think it's interesting because Jay Uso, he I don't know if he's ever went up against like someone. Well, he might win with his current world championship run, but once he became super over, I don't know if he had to deal with such like a kind of weird situation like Tiffany has. So that's a little unfair to her, to be fair. Um, but he has things that he could fall back on because he became over as a babyface, and his character and his style will work regardless because he has things to lean to. Tiffany doesn't, other than saying Tiffany time. So putting the championship on her, you have to bank on her to be able to cut babyface promos, connect to the audience, and kind of deal with like top heels. And do you know if she could do that? Hard to really say. It's kind of similar to like if Roxanne Perez got put into the main roster, because I think Roxanne Perez is amazing, but I don't think she's a main eventer unless she's a heel. I don't think she's a babyface main eventer. So if you switch her and put a world championship on her, I think that's a problem. So I'm with you, but now they're in this situation where she's a babyface because she's so freaking over. So we'll see how that plays. The WWE is in a weird spot because they have too many kind of tweeners, and the fans are kind of weird with who they cheer for. It's kind of awkward at the moment.
Yeah, I agree to that notion. And case in point, that Cena promo, because they were Cena sucks, Cody Rhodes. Cody starts talking boo. Like
It made no sense.
it made no to the point where even Cena off script, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
Idiots.
It-
Oh man. This is a weird WWE era because kayfabe is basically gone, but at the same time, Triple H has been playing a lot of the tweeners because CM Punk is not a true heel or baby face. There are very few true heels or baby faces. The only one was like the true, like one big true baby face. Oh, it definitely was like Cody Rhodes. Oh, what's good, Mark? Join up. And but then you have the situation with John Cena, and I was scared when John Cena. I wasn't scared. I knew Cody Rhodes can handle it. He showed he could handle it. Cody Rhodes a fucking demon. Let's be honest. But I knew it was bound to happen that people were going to start booing him because they want to see John Cena win the 17th, even though he's saying that you suck. Like, imagine someone's spitting on you, and then you say, "Yeah, do it to me more." That's basically what the Vegas crowd did when they were booing Cody when John Cena was talking shit about them. That's kind of wild. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, this was a crazy situation. And a lot of people are thinking that WrestleMania Night 2 is going to be a Rock Hogan situation where the crowd turns and starts rooting for the quote unquote heel.
I agree. God, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for tomorrow, bro. I cannot wait because
Same.
I don't think Cena is going. I think Cena is gonna pull a Ric Flair. Like, he's not all these headlocks. Nah. It's a lot of chopping to the legs. It's a lot of like just grimy wrestling. I don't think he's bro, he's gonna hit that eardrum, eye poke. I want Cena to go straight full disgusting heel.
Yeah. Seth is not costing Cody tomorrow, but that would be kind of crazy. A lot of people were speculating Seth is going to join The Rock and Cena. Yeah, I
No.
think. Yeah, I agree. I think Cena's going to go pretty nasty with it, and it should be interesting. But yeah, WWE when it comes to crowds nowadays, European crowds freaking amazing. Can't wait to go back to those European crowds, American crowds. Y'all not locked in. I'm just you guys are not.
This
But
Vegas crowd was so ass, bro.
they're I think they're worse than the Philly crowd.
That's bad.
That is horrendous. But it's just weird how people kind of cheer for people nowadays. And maybe I have nostalgia glasses on, but I feel like things were a lot clearer on like who people were rooting for back in the day. But now it's like, okay, I really like Rhea, I really like Io. Bianca did nothing wrong, but I'm gonna boo her anyway. I'm like, okay, that's weird.
By
And
the
then
way,
Cody's like, I really
I-
like Cena, so I'm gonna boo Cody. I was like, okay,
I
sure.
have that match with Rhea, Bianca, and Io. I have that as match of the night tomorrow.
It's either that or the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah. I need Dom to win, bro. We need it. Oh,
I know everybody wants it.
I don't think he will, but
I think Breaker retains. I think that's my prediction. I think Breaker retains. All my predictions today was right except the Charlotte. I thought Charlotte was low-key going to win.
I low-key thought Naomi was going to win.
Unfortunately, they want to build Jade to be like the super mega star. So
Yeah.
didn't see it.
Quick question for you. Me and Random had a debate. And I want to know what you think, or if you can answer this question. Is there any promo that Triple H has done as a heel better than any promo? And not any promo. Better than the promo of John Cena being a heel for the first time?
As a heel, no. I think he's done a lot of like great DX promos. But as a heel, no. But I also think John Cena current mic work with the heel is like one of the greatest I've ever seen in my life. So I think pretty much no. I don't know. Other than maybe CM Punk, I don't know if anybody's competing with this John Cena. I'll be honest.
Nobody. Random was saying that was not fair. I'm like, it's not fair when a lot of people get into the ring on a promo battle with John Cena. It's
Hold on.
fair.
If you're about to throw me in there, if we're talking, the only reason I'm saying it's not fair is because we have no idea how the rest of the heel turn is gonna go. It starts off, don't get me wrong, it starts off very hot, but let's let it play out.
Were you trying to make an argument that Cena's a better heel than Triple H?
That's what he was trying to do. I'm not going to say that.
What
I don't know if I'm doing all that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm asking a simple question. You can interpret it however you want to, but my question is that Cena first time heel promo. Can you name me one promo that Triple H did ever in his career as a heel that beats it?
The problem is I don't really remember it. A lot of individual promos like that.
So that also speaks to my point that Triple H's promos are not memorable.
I'm not going to say that.
That is disgusting.
Yo, you are using the one time John Cena's character has been entirely refreshed. The one thing the entire crowd was doing. Of course, they're going to care about that. Triple H, the majority of his time, was telling people to suck his dick and was running the company as a top heel. Like, I'm not going to use one bright ass moment to overcome the rest of the fucking galaxy. That's what Triple H got.
Triple H has one
his
promo
DX promos
with
were good, bro.
His DX promos were
His
Great,
Evolution promos were great too.
great. His most memorable one is him putting a thumbs down.
That's disgusting. You're
I'm
being
not gonna say that.
nasty.
That's
You're
where I'm at. I'm
being
not disrespecting
nasty.
Triple H like
I'm
that.
asking you guys to name one, and you can't.
But okay, if we're being nasty, can you name one Randy Orton promo that touches that John Cena heel promo?
09 Legend Killer versus Mankind.
You think that touches John Cena's promo?
John Cena.
That
The
is
world was sitting on bated breath for John Cena's promo. The
that
world
is
was.
that is there, and I can at least remember. Sure. Do I think it beats it? No, but it's there.
I mean, if you want to say it's there, that's fine. But at the end of the day, if John Cena has a heel promo and arguably no heel that we can think of can touch, and I mean, there's really no reason to shit on Triple H for not being able to touch it either.
You guys are interpreting as shitting. I'm just asking a
Mm.
question.
That's a nasty question.
I'm
not
throwing
gonna
up
lie.
Triple H's work as a heel. I've already talked. I already talked about his catalog of theme music. All of it's fire except for the first one. All of it's
Mhm.
fire, and Santo began to just slander my boy.
I'm not slandering. My question, so my response, so he said that Triple H has the greatest catalog of in-ring music. Aside from the first one, when he was the aristocrat, when he was that very
Hunter
regal,
Hearst,
like
yeah.
Hunter Hearns Housley.
So what I asked was, is it the quantity factor is the only factor that would take it over the top? Because if I change from one music to the next one, a la Randy Orton, I think I would say that Voices from Randy Orton is better than Triple H's.
He's saying his entire catalog, and I disagree. Voices is magnificent, but King of Kings is to me it's Triple H's best theme music. It's amazing. There's only a few I would put above that.
So with what I and my response to that, it's because he has 4 versus somebody having 1. Because then I would say you go from the Shield music to Roman Reigns' entrance right now. I'm kind of picking Roman.
Now, I'm not going to use that. I don't use the Evolution as his, even though I did mention the group multiple times. The Evolution one is not just his; it benefits everybody. So then you're putting Ric Flair in that fucking category. Then
I'm kind of confused. Like, what are you trying to say? Are you saying that Triple H?
I think Triple H's
I don't
catalog.
get the argument.
My thing is, I'm saying Triple H's catalog of theme music from top to bottom is the greatest of all time. I think, other than his first song,
and you're not counting factions.
I don't count because that's not his. That's not his individually. If you want to
He was a
count that,
leader of the faction.
if you want to count that, then that's fine. That still only bolsters Triple H's argument.
And my thought is that I kind of I'm taking the Lauryn Hill approach. Lauryn Hill is regarded as one of the best female rappers of all time, but she doesn't have the quantity of other artists. So if I say something like Roman Reigns with his theme,
Jesus, random.
Yeah, I'm dark as fuck.
Darkness is spreading.
I'm also getting off this WrestleMania press conference. They're not saying shit no more. Triple H is up there.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying, like Randy, Roman, CM Punk.
But I feel like when you talk about catalog, it has to include quantity, right?
Yeah.
It includes quality, sure, but if this one, like Shawn Michaels,
amazing. But like,
if
if I'm having a conversation about like who has the best catalog of music, I feel like one of the biggest criteria is the quantity of quality music, right?
But wouldn't that would be just in the term of longevity?
and ingenuity. Like not everybody who changes their music has like good songs, and it sucks for this current era because Def Rebel has been cooking a lot of people's entrances. But Triple H maybe benefited from his era, but a lot of his music bang.
Every time you heard it, it was distinctly Triple H. They were all fire, and I think the Shield music is not as good as King of Kings. I think we're sleeping on King of Kings and his main theme for Triple H.
No, I'm okay. So let me put it like this. So Triple H has what, 5? He has 5 entrance musics, right?
If we're counting the factions, then yes, 5.
You have to, because like I said, you just brought up the Shield entrance, and I have to count that one.
Yeah.
I don't count factions, but if you want to count them, that's still fine. Triple
Because
H
that was
is-
also their individual music for each one of them.
okay.
Like do you think Edge has a better catalog than Triple H, even though he has like one song?
He has, so he had the one when he was with Gangrel and the Brood, when he was the vampire.
And it was cool. It was cool.
It was I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the You Think You Know Me. Then you had the You Think You Know Me Rock Edition.
I
It wasn't
mean,
the same song. I'm not counting those.
yeah, it's like I can't really say it's different. And and I'll be honest, I don't even know the music for him when he was in that
I
freaking
mean,
vampire.
how was
No,
there a
I'm no
rock
what I'm saying. No, it's 2 different songs.
Oh.
It's just the intro is the same, but it's 2 different songs.
I don't agree. If you're doing the same song, just changing genres, that doesn't make a
No,
whole
no,
difference.
no. There's different lyrics to the songs. Like, it's 2 different songs. The intro of You Think You Know Me, when he was with Edge and Christian and Flash Photography and all of that, that's a completely different song than what he's doing now.
Okay.
It's like
Okay, the only reason why I brought up Edge is because I thought he only had one, but I forgot about his old faction, to be honest, until you brought it up. But like a WWE superstar was one, and a WWE superstar was so if someone has 5 quality songs and someone has one song that's probably better than all of them individually, would you say they have a better catalog than the other one that has 5 quality ones that are very high tier, but individually are not better than that one song?
I say I would have a minimum of 2. That's why I didn't say Shawn Michaels. Because Shawn Michaels has only had that one.
All right, fair.
That's why I brought up Randy Orton. That's why I brought up CM Punk. That's why.
That's okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So you think 2 is the minimum threshold?
It would have to be, yeah.
Okay, so okay, fair enough.
But in terms of quality and quantity, sure, Triple H, sure, I don't mind. But to say that I don't think King of Kings beats Roman Reigns' theme at all.
Ooh, I think it's a conversation.
I
King of
think,
Kings is fire.
like, sure, I think if in terms of aura, give me Roman Reigns' theme. In terms of random said crowd participation, give me Roman Reigns' theme. If we're going to
I
go
mean,
fight,
that's not fair. The crowd
if we're going
participation is not fair.
if we're gonna go fight somebody and we're in the car and we need to get hype, Roman Reigns theme. When you kind of put pen to paper, I mean, leans a
that
certain
thing.
way.
Nobody spit in water like they spit in water with King of Kings, bro. I'm just saying, bro. He started a whole trend with that whole entrance and everything.
Yeah, but when you want to bask in glory, sure, you can have that little guitar riff, but when you want to point up that one and get acknowledged, like it's just different.
But that evil laugh, though, yeah, that shit hit too.
Uh, I'm just saying.
I'm not mad at Romans, but if we're bringing crowd participation, then that's cheating. I don't know if I'm buying that one. That's cheating because Triple H doesn't have a crowd participation type of thing.
Yeah. But that was just a little conversation we were having.
Fair. Hey man, I'm always here to respect Triple H. I think it gets underappreciated.
I think he's one of the best of all time.
I for sure think so.
I agree. I think at times he does get glazed, but he's an all-time great. So it's all right.
I need to see that glazing because I feel like he gets disrespected more than glazed.
Really? I
I
think
mean, didn't No Name say that he's like overrated?
I'm not sure if they did.
I
But
think a lot of them said they think Edge is better.
oof. I think it's a conversation.
In terms of what they did in the WWE, it's not a conversation to me. In terms of their skill set, then sure.
I can hear that, sure.
The Edge is it's always tough when it comes to it's different from like the NBA because the WWE a lot of it's based on booking and politics, especially back in the day. So you don't know if someone is as good as they are or as bad as they are because it's still like a show. Versus
Mhm.
NBA, it's like you put it all there. It's like you are either him or you're not him. There is a little politics, of course,
Oh, definitely.
but I mean, you only can go based off what you see. So that's why I don't like to play hypotheticals. And man, this man Triple H created two of the biggest faction. No, I mean, I wouldn't say Authority is one of the biggest, but Authorities respect it. But two of the biggest factions, arguably the biggest factions slash tag teams of all time with Evolution and DX, some of the most iconic matches of all time. One of the biggest big bads in the wrestling history. So
Yeah.
shout out Triple H, man.
Hold on for 3 seconds. Is Random asleep?
He be falling asleep, bro. When he's
He's
like, I don't know why he do
gone.
that. He just be falling asleep. I'm like, bro, if you're tired, go to sleep.
Like just say that. Now you're gonna he's actually the one running the stream. So it's just
Yeah,
gonna
that's
stay
now.
on.
It's like, what do we do from here?
Random, bruh. He's cooked.
I might be able to just log on and end it. I believe.
Yeah, let's let's call it a night.
Yeah, but
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our review, reaction, tangent conversation. Thank you guys for joining us. Feel free to like and subscribe to our pages, our channels, share it with your family and friends, and we'll see you sometime. Peace.
thanks. Peace. All right, I'll try to log in. The other one,
Good Lord.
night one, big W. All right, let me see. Fire Burns is a good song though.
Mm-hmm.
I respect the fact that they played it at in his entrance today. Is that's
Yeah,
one of those songs that gets stuck in my head, I'll be honest. Even though I do think Cult of Personality is really good.
I love Fireburns more than Cult of Personality personally.
As a song, yeah. I do think Cult of Personality is probably a better entrance song though.
Oh, I mean, in terms of WWE, yes, but
Yeah.
my like, I watched that entrance of him in Chicago versus Cena like maybe once every 2 months because that entrance with that crowd, they hit.